Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Raj, and you're probably wondering why the hell do I sound like this? Why do I look like this? Why am I wearing this Batman t shirt? Well, for one, I am feeling spring season is kicking all of our butts right now. Oh, God. I don't even want to get into that. Plus, the Penguin trailer released another, like, the Penguin show released another trailer, but I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to give support that the show is coming out soon, so that's why I'm wearing this shirt. Also, it's colored red, Crimson Hearts, you know. As always, with me today we have Nakamura Nemo and Robo Guy. How's it going, everybody?
Hi, what's up?
Hi. God. So today I'm going to try to keep things a little mellow, hopefully short. And yes, that you read that title correctly, Protect the Younglings. Because
what's going on here?
I don't know. Like, Steve is just playing with the soundboard.
Okay.
He does that from time to time. You done? Apparently not.
Okay, you should be good now.
Okay.
I actually thought you were having a technical difficulty or something.
What?
I actually thought you were having a technical difficulty.
No, we're fine. Well, I am going through a difficulty, and it's also kind of technical. It's a human technical difficulty. Spring allergies are kicking our asses right now.
Oh, yeah.
Really, I'm the only one not affected by this.
Because you don't work in healthcare, and both me and him work in heavily human-centric environments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was also born during the spring.
Same. Yet I work in healthcare.
Yeah, and I'm born in spring, and yet I'm in the garden center area, surrounded by plants.
Wait, did you say Garden State area?
Garden Center in Walmart. That's where he works at.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, where I work, it works very closely not only to the elderly, but to the greenhouses. It's very close by.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh God. So, like I said, we're gonna try to keep things a little mellow compared to normal. So, I hate everything right now. I hate everybody. I hate everybody. Sorry, that was just playback audio. Anyway, so first off, we're gonna be talking about. Actually, you know what? Before we begin, just moments before we went live, Anthony brought up something regarding Capcom and how they're including pay-to-win microtransactions and Dragon's Dogma 2. Is that right?
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2. Like they've apparently, and I got this news when I got home from the movies yesterday. Apparently, a lot of people, instead of seeing Ghostbusters, like the smart thing they do, they decide to play Dragon's Dogma 2. And guess what? They pulled an AC Unity where it's very difficult to play the game unless you give them money. Yeah, there's pay-to-win microtransactions in that bull crap.
Ugh. Well, that sucks.
I'm guessing the success of Street Fighter 6 and another game kind of got to their heads.
Possibly.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake.
Ugh. That's disgusting. And you also mentioned something about Apple going through a big lawsuit, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Apparently, the United States government wants to sue Apple because
finally. Oh my God!
Because they've been limiting data and limiting text messages, and most of all, limiting the apps. Like, there's not as much apps on the Apple as there is on Android.
It's really freaking bad when you have to get the freaking government involved. Like, oh my God. So, okay, I'm not sure you all know. My folks, my parents, my mom and dad, they recently flew to India for a couple of weeks. They'll be coming back next week, actually. But 2 days, I swear to God, 2 days before they flew out, right, my dad was having a spat against Apple customer service because apparently he was trying to buy one of the iPhones to India with them, like to give family and friends their gift. Apparently that cannot be that it was perfectly possible for him to do so because, like, apparently he had saved gift card money, almost $800 to $1,000 worth of gift card money. He couldn't use it for whatever the hell reason. Essentially, Apple was holding that money hostage. Why would you do that to you? Like, and keep in mind, there's a reason why I abandoned Apple for the past 5 years. Like, you see this shit right here? Does this look like an Apple iPhone? It's not. It's Samsung. This is what I've been using. Well, this is the Z Fold 4. I'm not going to open it up because I need to get this prepared. So that's why I'm using the phone app. But it's the one where you open it up like a book, and it's like half phone, half tablet. It's like the
has it begun creasing on you yet? I hear that's a lot of issues, like the creasing.
Yeah, that's why I'm closing it right now. I'm keeping it on phone mode right now. But,
yeah,
but like I still love this thing. It's super reliable, and like I can adapt easily with this thing. And it's one of the most versatile phones I've ever used. Meanwhile, Apple has been selling the same damn product since its inception. Really, there's nothing really innovative about the iPhone anymore. What Apple did years ago, they started something with the iPhone, right? But they haven't done anything else since then. They started spouting that, we're using USB-C for charging now. You dinguses! Android has been doing this shit for years! So, but aside from that, their business practices overall have been really freaking questionable as of late.
Especially, and I think Disney thought about selling their stuff to Apple. I'm like,
not a good idea. I mean,
I would hold off on that.
Wasn't Pixar owned by Apple at one point, or am I getting?
I think it was.
Glad they moved away from that, but then again, moving to Disney is also kind of questionable these days. But I digress. Speaking of Disney, we got a major banger on our hands. Hopefully, I don't know how I feel about this. I need to see more, but we finally got the first ever trailer to Alien Romulus. We're not going to show the trailer right now because I'm going to try to keep, I want to limit the use of reacting to trailers going forward, because not like when we were having our Rooster Teeth tribute section a couple of weeks ago, we showed the Red trailer, as you recall. And unfortunately, that got blocked. Like, that section of the podcast was essentially removed due to copyright for whatever reason. That has never happened to me before. I got the email just an hour or two later after the podcast. I'm like, that really set me off. Like, why would you do really? Especially when the freaking company is dying this year. Why would you do that? But whatever. At least the red versus blue stuff is still there, surprisingly. Yeah, that really annoyed me. But as for Alien Romulus, I love how they're keeping the horror aesthetic that Ridley Scott introduced to us all those years ago. It's definitely feeling more like Ridley Scott's Alien than James Cameron's Alien, if that makes any sense. There's more emphasis on horror than horror action, if that makes any sense. But like I said, I'm not truly anticipated for this film right now. I need to see more. But I'm honestly shocked that they're actually making an Alien movie this year. That really surprised me. And the fact that they're actually taking advantage of the license finally. Because ever since Disney bought 20th Century Fox, you bought all of these IPs, but you're not doing anything about it. You pissed off Predator fans by putting Prey on Hulu instead of the freaking theaters, man. Like, why would you do that, man?
Yeah, because I didn't get to see Prey until it got released on Blu-ray.
It's so stupid, man. And I like
which that was like I recently got the Blu-ray, and Praise been went out for what, 2 years?
It's so stupid. It's honestly so freaking stupid, man. But this doesn't look half bad. Like I said, I still need to see more. Apparently, it's being made by oh god, I really hate Spring Fever sometimes. It's done by Fede Alvarez. He worked on Don't Breathe and the recent Evil Dead movie. Not the recent Evil Dead. The Evil Dead remake from 2013, which is actually a pretty good film. So who knows? Maybe this could actually be another Evil Dead sleeper hit of the year. Who knows? Because he's definitely got those horror vibes down pat. So I'm that's the one thing I'm actually looking forward to here. Now let's talk about this. Oh boy. I'm keeping an incredibly neutral view on this show. I'm intrigued, but not as much as I should be because, well, the way Disney has handled the Star Wars license. And are you playing?
Yeah, I think he's playing Mario.
Really, dude?
Wait, what?
We're talking about the Acolyte. Stop playing Mario for fuck's sake.
Sorry. Sorry, I was doing Super Mario World on my Super Nintendo Classic.
We know. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep a very, very neutral view on this show. I'm
intrigued by it because this takes place 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So you don't have to watch any, just like The Mandalorian, you don't have to watch any Star Wars prior to this. This is a whole new chapter. And I like the premise of it. You get to apparently a Sith acolyte, hence the name of the show, is killing off Jedi one by one, and it's up to 2 Jedi Knights to kind of do some detective work to find out who this person is.
Like, on paper, it sounds intriguing. It sounds interesting, but like everything that's been happening since the Disney acquisition of Lucas in general, we got some. It's like 50-50. That's where I'm split on this whole thing. Where like, I want to be excited, but past history, whether if it's like Mandalorian or not, like, I'm just like on an uncertain phase in my life when it comes to anything Disney related. Not just Star. This is just pertaining to Star Wars. After all, Alien is also owned by Disney now. Ha ha. So I'm gonna keep a very neutral, very, I would say low expectations. It's more like average expectations. I'll probably wait until all episodes get released on Disney Plus. Then I'll just binge through the whole thing. I don't want to go by week because right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with Knuckles. I'm just gonna wait and binge the whole thing with my free trial.
Yeah, I decided to go episode by episode for Halo, which we'll get to Halo in a moment. Don't worry about it. But like, I am, like I said, I am intrigued, but I'm not excited. I'm intrigued, but not excited. Yeah. I'm keeping my expectations as minimal as possible, just like I am with the X-Men '97 revival, which premiered this week as well. I heard it's actually doing surprisingly well, despite the update in animation. I heard that Cyclops is finally getting the respect he deserves. Finally, thank God for that.
but Gambit is wearing a crop top in a scene.
So
I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, okay, interesting.
Like, isn't Gambit supposed to be like New Orleans Creole? Isn't that kind of shtick? And also, didn't they wear that shit in the 90s? The show's called X-Men '97. Am I
I
missing
don't
something here?
I've never seen a man wear a crop top. You know,
Will Smith
may,
in
may,
Fresh
maybe Pauly Shore.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith wore that a lot in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that was in the 90s. Anyway, I'm I'm all over the place today, especially with the stupid allergy hanging over me. Let's see what we're gonna do. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is the one trailer we got. Are you ready for this? Because I'm very.
Is this a movie or a game?
It's a game. It's a game, and I'll get more into this after the trailer. But let's take a look.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand by me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Okay.
So this has a Tall Tales vibe to it. Like, I don't know how much gameplay was shown. It looks very cinematic. This looks very Tall Talesy. If you ever played
Also
the Tall
trying to
Tales game
think,
like Walking Dead.
Wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah, like, okay, so this project is helmed by Amy Hennig, aka the creator / founder of the Uncharted franchise. Not Neil Druckmann, fuck that asshole. Amy Hennig is the one that created Uncharted, and for years, she's been trying to find her voice again. Like, she attempted to go through Star Wars, they fucked her over. Uncharted fucked her over. Like, I mean, Naughty Dog / Neil Druckmann fucked her over. This is her project. This is like, you could clearly tell this is all her, because they put a lot of emphasis on the cinema quality to it, which if you all don't know, Uncharted started that renaissance in gaming where, yes, they're playing a video game, but it has that cinema flair to it, especially with Uncharted 2. You know, she's the reason why a lot of our most beloved games within the past 15 or so years has become more like cinema-like than game-like. So that's why it looks like a motion picture as opposed to a game. But apparently, according to Amy, what we've been seeing is actually in game. It's gonna match the cutscenes. There it is.
Bless you.
Like, and that's what really, really intrigues me. Like, this looks unlike anything I've seen before in a game. The only thing that really irks me is that they haven't shown any gameplay footage. They showed the graphics and whatnot, which
Yeah. So because of that, I'm just like how you view just like how you viewed Acolyte just now. This is kind of how I'm viewing this game. It's medium for me.
I do. For what I like, how for Captain America, he looks like the MCU's version of Captain America a little bit, especially with the helmet and shield. I do like that aspect. I love the rivalry these two are going to go through. I'm really intrigued to see how they do that. Like, anyway.
Actually, I think one question I might have is actually involving Black Panther, because considering this is the 40s, this can't be T'Challa. This got to be like...
no, it's not.
Yeah, it's his daddy.
It's his grandfather, I think.
I'm thinking it was either T'Chaka or T'Challa's grandfather that might have been Black Panther at this point.
Yeah, I think it's T'Challa's grandfather.
But I like in regards to the graphical look,
Azuri the Wise.
In terms of the graphical look of this game, I would say I'm really impressed by this. It's definitely I'm excited the fact that it takes place like during World War II, and we're going to be juggling between two different factions. That's what I'm really interested in. What I want to see is actual gameplay going forward. Hopefully, I think they're going to be showcasing that sometime this summer during I guess PAX West now, because E3 is dead. So we'll see what happens. But I'm cautiously optimistic here. Speaking of, now let's get to the other side of things. This is why we're titling this episode "Protect the Younglings," because oh boy, both me and Anthony actually watched this documentary on Max, which
finished it yesterday.
First off, I want to get like as much shit I've been giving Warner Brothers these past couple of months last year. You're fucking tearing down Nickelodeon, and I couldn't be happier right now.
And here's the crazy thing: Nickelodeon Studios was in Universal Resort. It was in Universal Studios, like. Yeah, Nickelodeon, and that was the heyday. Like, when they moved to Hollywood, that's when things went to shit.
Yeah, I know a lot of people said, like, which era of Nickelodeon was the best, and a lot of people definitely said the 2000s had some pretty good ones, though a lot of people also say that Nickelodeon's actual prime was in the 90s.
Yeah, the early 90s, because I was there. Dang it, I'm going to turn 38 next month. Because I was born in 1986.
38?
I'm going to turn 38 next month. Yes.
You don't even look 38. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm going to turn 38 next month. So I was born in 1986, and I can tell you hands on, when I watched this documentary, when the Amanda Show popped up, I knew something was off. Like, something did not feel right. And then it wasn't long until they kind of dropped off Doug. They kind of dropped off Rugrats. They dropped off Rocko's Modern Life. They got rid of my beloved game shows, especially Legends of the Hidden Temple, which was my favorite game show of all time.
Speaking of game shows, thank heavens Martin Summers was not part of the ilk of Nickelodeon. Thank heavens for that.
Yeah, definitely. God. I'm so glad. But yeah, as soon as I got rid of my game shows and most of the Nicktoons, I watched SpongeBob to see what the hype was all about, and it just didn't grab me, which is shocking considering I'm a nautical person here. But
regarding SpongeBob, I will say that like the seasons prior to the first movie that came out in theaters was good. It was funny.
That was SpongeBob in its prime.
It was I would say it's more like heavily influenced on Steven's love for the ocean, you know. But everything after that, like pretty much ever since he left the show up until like 2 years prior to his passing, that was crap. It was utter garbage.
Actually,
I
I'll say
will
season
that.
4 was not that bad. That season was okay, but after that one, it sucked.
But we're not talking about the cartoons, SpongeBob and SpongeBob. We all know that.
But yeah, so when I watched the documentary, I was like, wow, I'm glad I left Nickelodeon when I did. And for folks like Raj and my friend Jasper who did watch what they're talking about, my heart goes out to you guys. It really does.
I appreciate it, man, because this was like, okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, okay? I stopped watching Nickelodeon pretty much right when iCarly was taking center stage. In fact, it was around the time when iCarly was airing. We moved in this location where I am, right? I've been here for like almost 15 to 16 years at this point, right? 16 years ago is when I stopped watching all things Nickelodeon, but I kind of like peered in from time to time, and I saw such utter doo-doo on this platform, from like Nickelodeon's over obsession with SpongeBob to the continuous airing of Fairly Odd Parents. Like, what is this? What is going on with this channel? This channel that I freaking grew up with since 2001, technically speaking.
Actually, the weird thing is, out of all the Nicktoons I was watching, the only ones who kind of got off, or at least I was able to have like a merciful ending, was Jimmy Neutron and Danny Phantom. Oh, and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, there we go. But let's be real. Their biggest source of income is sadly not their animated shows, but their live action sitcoms. That was their biggest source of avenue, because unlike most TV networks at the time, Nickelodeon was the only network to actually use kids as the main go-to for their live action sitcoms. It was the kids, it was the teenagers. And that was a really solid concept, solid idea. Little did we know that the creator behind most of these shows was a giant asshole, basically. And when I mean giant, I mean a giant asshole. Like, ugh. But what really, really threw me off was finding out, like, there were not one, not two, but 3 child during all that, the Amanda Show, and Drake and Josh, sadly. And one of them happens to be, I was not prepared for what I was expecting in episode. Was it episode 2 or was it episode 3? No,
it was episode 3.
2. Well, he was introduced in episode 2, but Drake Bell, which props to him for actually coming forward with this. No one was expecting that, and he went over his story in episode 3 of how he wanted to become an artist, how he wanted to become a star and whatnot, and how his own father was helping him out with that. He wanted to see his son thrive, and I truly admired that. And then this guy, Brian Peck, which weirdly enough is not related to Josh Peck at all, but like he was the dialogue coach for a lot of these shows at the time. And one of the actors from all that, it wasn't Drake Bell, it was I think you know who I'm talking about, Anthony.
Yeah.
He went to one of this guy's barbecue parties, and there's like a weird room with a bunch of memorabilia from video games, comic books, and all
John
that.
Wayne Gacy. Wow.
There was a poster signed by John Wayne Gacy. In fact, not only was there a poster, but apparently he was a pen pal. Like, what? What in the world am I looking at here? How did Nickelodeon not go through background checks? How? That really surprised me. Like, Steve, you know who John Wayne Gacy is, right? Steve? Hello? What's going on here?
I think
Wait,
he's
what?
away.
Steve, you know who John Wayne Gacy is, right?
Not sure.
One of the most infamous serial killers imaginable.
The horror movie It is kind of inspired by him a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brian Peck, the diddler, if you will, was in cahoots with John Wayne Gacy. He was a pen pal, apparently. Like, how does Nickelodeon not see that as a giant red flag? Like, are you for real right now? Thank God there's no lag going on here. So, but anyway, this was the episode. This was a show that Drake Bell came forward and say that he was essentially molested by Brian Peck.
Yeah, that was, man.
That was horrible.
I felt so sorry for Drake, man. Like, I can't believe he went through that.
I mean, I want to just get I made a TikTok post regarding this. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, jeez. And I basically wanted to. I mentioned this in my TikTok post. So follow me at Raj Chetta, by the way. Hold on. I'm gonna put it up on the thing.
Yeah, I need to watch that video. I saw a little bit of it, but I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute long video about it. So that's my my TikTok tag. So if you want to go ahead and follow me there, go right ahead.
Bless you, goodness. Yeah. What you're going through was me on Tuesday.
Oh God.
It was bad.
I blame you.
I know. It's weird. It's weird. It's like I got you sick without actually physically being there.
Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, that really, like, I'm not heartbroken because, like I said, I moved on years ago.
Yeah, I moved on before this happened, so I'm like, wait a minute. There's a documentary slandering Nickelodeon. I got to see this because that was a big part of my childhood, and heck, I'll. And here's a crazy thing. Nickelodeon. Yep, I'm gonna grab one of these as an example. Nickelodeon is trying to draw me back with my childhood. Like, I don't know if you can see it right there. Hold on. Right there.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Nickelodeon, right there.
What really set me off regarding Nick. Oh my God.
So they're trying to draw 90s kids like me back. And now I feel like this documentary is going to kind of hurt them a bit more.
As it should. As it should, for fuck's sake. Okay, so I'm not sure if everybody knows about Dan Schneider's weird foot fetish, but I remember one of the logos happens to be a giant orange foot with the name Nickelodeon slapped on it. Like,
I remember that, and I thought that was a little weird. I'm like, what happened to the slime? You know? And I just watched Ghostbusters yesterday because Nickelodeon knew what they were doing, because Ghostbusters was hopping in the 80s and early 90s. You got the Ghostbusters cartoon. Slime was the thing in the 90s. It really was. And I could tell it was heavily inspired by Slimer, you know? And it's crazy.
see, there it is. Like, how do people not look at that and like, yeah, that's pretty weird of you, Nickelodeon. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, I prefer to slime the splat. I prefer to splat of Nickelodeon.
Like, yeah,
than
there
the
it
foot.
is. This is it. This is Nickelodeon. Not whatever the hell this is. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd rather have that. because back in the 90s, it was funny to have people have buckets of slime dropped on them if they got the answer wrong on a game show. It was hilarious. It was great.
I think even
and I applaud Nickelodeon for trying to bring the slime back, but it's like that ship has sailed.
Yep.
This ain't the 90s and 2000s anymore.
Yep. Expose the hell out of Dan Schneider. We got to apologize to these former child stars, not just Drake Bell, but Amanda Bynes, many child stars that appeared on all of that. Props to Drake Bell and his father, man. Dude, I have such a close relationship with my dad to the point where I would literally behead anybody that is going to try to separate me and my father. I would not handle that pretty well. Like, family is forever, and this fuckhead Brian Peck, what he did to these two is just. And not to mention the fact that by the end of this, this is why I really think this documentary series needs to be commended. Like, this is a beautifully well-made documentary series. They actually, like, Drake Bell admits to his faults. That's the one thing I have to give him credit for. What he did, all those those questionable things he did, especially being guilty of child endangerment. Like, I give him credit for owning up. What he did, I don't condone. What he did, I do not condone at all. Okay?
Love your fathers while you still can, guys. Love them.
Yeah.
I don't have a father no more, so don't ever abandon your family, because you never know what's going to happen to them in the near future.
Health, family, and friends will always live on. Please respect that. Yeah, this documentary has affected everyone who literally grew up around the late 90s and early 2000s. Also, apparently, Ned's Declassified, the trio of Ned's Declassified kind of made light on the situation, and Drake Bell's like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" But since then, Devin Werkheiser did apologize. So, and as for as for Josh Peck. He did converse with Drake privately regarding and hoping he was okay and all that. So leave Josh Peck alone, okay? He's okay. I really don't care. Move it on. Let's move on from this. Now for Halo Season 2. I already made a rant video on my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out yet, please go ahead. But I want to go more into this. I'm not going to spoil anything because, quite frankly, there is a lot to talk about regarding spoilers. So, like, trying to come up with everything all at once and within the span of, 2 minutes is nigh impossible. So, you won't be hearing any spoilers from me, but I'm just going to give you my impressions, if you will, okay? I thought Halo Season 2... from the get-go, I thought this was a much better season than Season 1. I would say it was more of a 50-50 season, where 50% of it was going to be absolute dog water, and the other 50% was actually pretty good. If anything, episodes 1, 4, 7, and 8 are the best episodes of this season. Yeah, especially episode 8, which is conveniently titled Halo. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared. And the guy who plays 117, Pablo Schreiber, for it was a really difficult journey because Season 1, I didn't see Master Chief, nor did I see John 117. I saw Jimmy Rings / Master Chief. That's who I saw in Season 1. Okay? Majority of Season 2, however, from Episode 1, Season 2 till Episode 7, I did see John. John 117 does exist in Season 2. But by the time Episode 8, which aired on Thursday, came around, I saw Master Chief. I legit saw Master Chief, which is the highest compliment that I could ever give to this show. That I actually legit saw Master Chief. He does a lot of Master Chief things. He acts like Master Chief. He sounds like Master Chief. Well, he doesn't have Steve Downs' voice, but the mannerisms, the way he looks out for his fellow soldier and all that, that's Master Chief. And that's what really impressed me the most about season 2. As well as, I mean, I knew they were going to do this in episode 8 especially, but there is a good chunk, if you're into body horror, you're going to love this, but if you're not, stay the hell away, please. Because there's a good chunk of body horror that occurs in episode 8, which I was personally not prepared for. And I gotta say, that's pretty cool. That's like I like it. It's okay. It's disturbing as hell, but it's the kind of disturbing where you just can't help but look at. It's like watching it's like that train wreck sequence from Call of Duty World War II, where it's a disastrous looking piece of shit, but you just can't help but keep your eyes glued on. It's like it just like keeps on crashing. Like, what is going on? What's with all the tumbleness in here? Like, what is this? Oh my god, I had fun. I legit had fun in season 2 compared to season 1. Season 1, I was not looking forward to season 2 at all. But now that I've seen season 2, I'm actually intrigued to see more, to be honest with you. I think they finally got a grasp on Halo, finally. Because now it feels like Halo. It feels like Halo, finally. Season 1, not Halo. Season 2, basically the Fall of Reach, half-assed, unfortunately, but it's still the Fall of Reach era of Halo. You know? But speaking of Halo, hold on. I'm going to give a little bit of an update regarding the upcoming Halo streams. I originally wanted to make this short, but I overslept. My bad, guys. But later tonight, when I come home, I'm going to try again. That is, unless Twitch doesn't screw me over like last night when I did for Tomb Raider. I am still not happy about that, guys.
From what I saw yesterday, this I was doing research. Like, what is really better? Because even I was kind of thinking of converting, but they say that while you can stream on YouTube, the sense of community is not as strong as Twitch's. So I don't know how you feel about that. I will give Twitch one final shot for Xbox. Just Xbox. Okay? Like, here's how it's going to work. If it decides to screw me over again, like it did yesterday, I'm not going to stream Xbox on Twitch anymore. I'll just stick with PlayStation. I will stream Xbox games on YouTube instead. I think that's a much fairer deal, you know? Even if some of my PlayStation streams will appear on YouTube as well via exporting, you know, from Twitch itself for like Xbox games like Halo, I will be just moving straight forward with YouTube as opposed to, you know, what I've been doing for the past few months. That's if it screws me over again, okay? But as for Halo, you should recall that I do have a upload of Halo Reach with me and Steve a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, the audio screwed up. It's still there for you to see and for you to laugh at me because I didn't even consider the audio issues at all. So I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to start something different, okay? I will be starting out Halo Combat Evolved. Not Anniversary, though. I will jump to the Anniversary mode just to see the differences here and there.
but it's going to be mostly the original Combat Evolved, how it was released all those years ago, and on Legendary difficulty. The entire series, I'm going to be playing this on Legendary, so you get to watch my pain.
So, in other words, I'm not the only one going to do punishment.
Honestly, I played Halo Combat Evolved on Legendary before. It was actually pretty fun, to be honest with you. Halo 3, also pretty fun. Halo 4, it was okay. It was fine. But I am not looking forward to Halo 2 Legendary. Oh my god. If you know, you know. Because Halo 2 Legendary difficulty is not even Legendary. I would say, well, what's better than Legendary? What's
Impossible.
More, there you go. It's impossible.
And actually, no. I actually managed to complete the game on Legendary, and I never want to return to it. I even kind of had to. In one of the moments, I actually kind of found out while I was trying to do it. Basically, in a level of quarantine zone where you're trying to get the index or the sacred icon as the arbiter, I pretty much have to pretty much get into a ghost and ignore all the flood. Don't even bother with them. Just literally zoom through everything.
So you get to watch my pain and suffering for Halo 2 especially. Halo CE and 3, 4 is not as bad, honestly. Because I did beat those games on Legendary before, on the 360 version. But you get to see it via this bad boy. So that's like, so hey, here's how it's going to work. Halos 1 and 2, I'm going to go solo. For Halo 3/ODST and Reach, I am going to do that via co-op because those games do encourage co-op. Like, the second player in Halo 3 gets to play as the Arbiter. Halo 3 ODST, you get to play as ODSTs. Halo Reach, you get it, right? But once we get to Halo 4, I'm going solo again. Then Halo 5 Guardians will be co-op again. Because, like, the games that were meant for solo will be solo. The games that were meant for, you know, for co-op will be for co-op. That's how it's going to work.
Still want an Arbiter video game, damn it.
Yeah, same. I know. Arbiter's such a cool-ass character, man.
At this point, I feel like that's the only way to really win back Halo fans. To make an Arbiter video game.
They're slowly getting there. Thankfully, with the amount of updates they've been providing, as well as Master Chief actually making an actual appearance on the TV show. So you're getting there. We're getting there. Halo is slowly coming back. The only thing that is preventing a full return to form is not 343 Industries. It's Microsoft. Oh, and here is a solemn reminder that Red vs. Blue seasons 1 through 13 will be airing a watch party on April 13th through the 15th, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So anybody who's interested in joining me, I will make an event schedule for it via Facebook later down the line, possibly today, later. So if anybody's interested in just hanging out, grab some snacks, we'll play some like mini games and whatnot. Please come by. We'll have some fun watching saying goodbye to Rooster Teeth as a whole. We have one final season coming out later this year to do the full goodbye for both, not just Red vs. Blue, but Rooster Teeth as a whole. I would love for you to come by and check that out. So. And as a reminder, Movie Versus is now going to be aired every Monday from 3:30 p.m. Central / 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
Is this every other Monday, or will it be every Monday?
No, every other Monday. Every other Monday. Like tomorrow.
Okay, you gotta kind of edit that. So
yeah, I'll. This was literally last minute. Plus, you know.
Yeah.
So I will be updating that later, but yeah, it's going to be every other Monday. This upcoming Monday, I'm not going to be able to do so because I'm at work at that point. But the following Monday, you'll be getting episode 2, Ghostbusters versus Spaceballs.
Now, okay, so I've heard about this, and I do have a question to ask.
Go ahead.
Is this the 2016 Ghostbusters versus Spaceballs?
No, it's the classic version.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like, if I did Ghostbusters 2016 versus Spaceballs, Spaceballs would demolish it with the Schwartz. Come on, that's not even fair. That's not even fair, man. You kidding me? It would use the Schwartz, grab the movie by, it's the female version, so I guess you know what? Never mind.
I gotcha.
Never mind. I'm not gonna even go there right now. I'm too sick to even go there.
In other words, drop the soap in prison, and have Big Bubba wait for you.
Okay, moving on. Jeez. Anyway, so here's a couple of more updates. Next Saturday, there will be no podcast episode due to, Easter weekend. So you all go celebrate with your families and all that. Halo will be streamed twice next Saturday in place of it. We'll also try to stream Ready Player One on Sunday evening in honor for Easter, because, the whole movie is all about hunting for an Easter egg. So I figured that would be like the perfect movie to watch on Easter weekend. So thank you, Spielberg, for giving us an actual Easter movie. And on Saturday, the following Saturday after this upcoming Saturday, will be the final episode of season 1 of the podcast. Yeah, I'm kind of treating this as kind of like a TV show. You guys are my main cast, but it's gonna change. That episode will be Nakamura Nemo's final appearance.
Hello.
Mostly because I would love for him to focus on his show. That's what I want him to do. So I'm going to need to find a new replacement for him, basically. That's the other reason why I need to stop the show for a bit. Hopefully by mid-July, I'll be able to find someone. I have some strong contenders, so I'll need to find a suitable replacement. Other than Steve, of course, so I wish him the best of luck. But right now, we have only one more episode, and I have some ideas that I actually want to implement going forward. Not just talking about news and information, because quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about bad news. It's putting me through a major slump in my life. Hell, I'm getting allergic to bad news. Look at the amount of sneezing I've been doing this entire episode right now. So we'll have new segments such as minigame time, or we'll just like play charades or whatever, like something small and meaningless or whatever, And I'm gonna try to do this. This is the first time we're gonna do this. This is a test to see how things to come, and that is story time. This is a new segment that I'm going to be introducing right now. I have a bunch of all these books right here, as you can see. So I figured, you know what? Since I have all these books, and considering reading these days is sadly considered a lost art. Sorry. Common sense is a lost art. Common sense is a lost art. And the only way to bring back common sense is through reading. Reading. You need to read, people. Learn to read again.
Like, I'm thankful for reading. Reading helped me become a better video gamer. Like, there's a lot of reading in this game.
Yeah.
The majority of video games has reading in it.
Yeah. There's a reason why season 1 of the Halo TV show is bad, because no one bothered to read this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, for the next few minutes, I'm going to. That's why I'm calling it story time. Because remember, as kids, during elementary school, we would all huddle up by the teacher on the floor. We'd sit in a pretzel and have the teacher read us a story from any book imaginable. I'm going to be doing that right now with the Fall of Reach in honor for Halo, streaming later today. So here we go. I'm gonna read a pass, just probably just the prologue of I'm gonna just read I'm just gonna read the prologue for Halo, the Fall of Reach for you all. I'm gonna read it out loud. Okay, I know it's gonna sound boring, but bear with me. You all need this, as well as I. Prologue. 0500 hours. February 12th, 2535 military calendar. Lambda Serpentis System, Jericho V11 Theater of Operations. Contact. All teams stand by. Enemy contact my position. The chief knew there were probably more than 100 of them. Motion sensors were off the scale. He wanted to see them for himself, though his training made that lesson clear. Machines break, eyes don't. 4 Spartans that composed Blue Team covered his back, standing absolutely silent and immobile in their Mjolnir combat armor. Someone had once commented that they looked like Greek war gods in the armor, but his Spartans were far more effective and ruthless than Homer's gods had ever been. He snaked the fiber optics probe up and over the 3-meter-high stone ridge. When it was in place, the chief linked it to his helmet's heads-up display. On the other side, he saw a valley with eroded rock walls and a river meandering through it. And camped along the banks as far as he could see were grunts. The Covenant used these stocky aliens as cannon fodder. They stood a meter tall and wore armored environment suits that replicated the atmosphere of their frozen homeworld. They reminded the chief of biped dogs, not only in appearance, but because their speech, even with the new translator software, was an odd combination of high-pitched squeaks, guttural barks, and growls. They were about as smart as dogs too, but what they lack in brain power, they made up for sheer tenacity. He had seen them hurl themselves at their enemies until the ground was piled high with their corpses, and their opponents had depleted their ammunition. These grunts were unusually well-armed needlers, plasma pistols, and their 4 stationary plasma cannons. Those could be a problem. One other problem. There were easily 1,000 of them. This operation had to go off without a hitch. Blue Team's mission was to draw out the Covenant rear guard and let Red Team slip through in the confusion. Red Team would then plant a Havoc tactical nuke. When the next Covenant ship landed, dropped its shields, and started to unload its troops, they'd get a 30-megaton surprise. The chief detached the optics and took a step back from the rock wall. He passed the tactical information along to his team over the secure comm channel. 4 of us, Blue Team whispered over the link, and 1,000 of them. Piss poor odds for the little guys. Blue 2, the chief said. I want you up with those jackhammer launchers. Take out the cannons and soften the rest of the team. Blue 3 and 5, you follow me up. We're on crowd control. Blue 4, you got the welcome mat ready. Understood? 4 blue lights winked on its heads-up display as his team acknowledged the orders. On my mark, the chief approached and readied himself. Not hero. What the hell? Crouched! See, this is why reading is important, guys. The chief crouched and readied himself. Mark! Blue Team leaped gracefully atop the ridge. 3 meters straight up. There was no sound as the half-ton of Mjolnir armor and Spartan landed on the limestone. She hefted 1 launcher and ran along the ridge. She was the fastest Spartan on Chief's team. He was confident those grunts wouldn't be able to track her for the 3 seconds she'd be exposed. In quick succession, Blue 2 emptied both of the jackhammer's tubes, dropped 1 launcher, and then fired the other rockets just as fast. The shell streaked into the grunt's formation, detonated. One of the stationary guns flipped over, engulfed in the blast, and the gunner was flung to the ground. She ditched the launcher, jumped down, rolled once and back onto her feet, running at top speed to fall back. The chief, Blue 3-5, leaped to the top of the ridge. The chief switched to infrared to cut through the cloud of dust and propellant exhaust just in time to see the second salvo of jackhammers strike their targets. 2 consecutive blossoms of flash, fire, and thunder decimated the front ranks of the grunt guards. Most importantly, turned the last of the plasma cannons into smoldering wreckage. The chief and the others opened fire with their MA-5B assault rifles, a full automatic spray of 15 rounds per second. Armor-piercing bullets tore into the aliens, breaching their environment suits and sparking the methane tanks they carried. Gouts of flame traced wild arcs as the wounded grunts ran in confusion. Finally, the grunts realized what was happening, the end where this attack was coming from. They regrouped and charged en masse. And an earthquake, vibration coursed through the ground, shook the porous stone beneath the chief's boots. 3 Spartans exhausted their AP clips and then in unison switched to shredder rounds. They fired into the tide of the creatures as they surged forward. Line after line of them dropped. Scores more just trampled their fall comrades. Explosive needles bounced off of the chief's armor, detonating as they hit the ground. He saw the flash of plasma, Bolt sidestepped and heard the air crackle where he had stood in split second before. Inbound Covenant air support. Blue Force reported the comm link. ETA is 2 minutes, Chief. Roger that, he said. Blue 3-5, maintain fire for 5 seconds, then fall back. Mark. Their status lights winked once, acknowledging his order. The grunts were 3 meters from the wall. The chief tossed 2 grenades. He, Blue 3-5, stepped backward off the ridge, landed, spun, and ran. 2 dull thuds reverberated through the ground. The squeals and barks of incoming grunts, however, drowned out the noise of the exploding grenades. The chief and his team sprinted up the half-kilometer sandstone slope in 32 seconds flat. The hill ended abruptly, sheer drop of 200 meters straight into the ocean. Blue 4's voice cracked over the comm channel. Welcome mat is laid out, Chief. Ready when you are. The grunts looked like a living carpet of steel blue skin, claws, and chrome weapons. Some ran on all fours up the slope. They barked and howled, baying for the Spartan's blood. Roll out the carpet, the chief told Blue 4. The hill exploded. Plumes of pulverized sandstone and fire smoke hurled it skyward. The Spartans had buried a spiderweb pattern of Lotus anti-tank mines earlier that morning. Sand and bits of metal pinged off of the chief's helmet. The chief and his team opened fire again, picking up the remaining grunts that were still alive and struggled to stand. His motion detector flashed a warning. There were incoming projectiles high at 2 o'clock, velocities at over 100 kilometers per hour. 5 Covenant Banshees flyers appeared off the ridge. New contacts, all teams, open fire. The Spartans, without hesitation, fired on the alien flyers. Bullets had sping from the flyers' chitinous armor. It would take a very lucky shot to take out the anti-grav pods on the end of the craft's stubby meter-long, quote-unquote, wings. The fire got the aliens' attention. However, lances of fire splashed from the Comanche's gun ports. The chief drove and rolled to his feet. Sandstone exploded, where he had stood only an instant before. Globules of molten glass sprayed the Spartans. Banshees screamed over their heads, then banged sharply for another pass. Blue 3-5, Theta maneuver, the chief called out. Blue 3-5 gave him the thumbs up signal. They regrouped at the edge of the cliff, clipped onto the steel cables that dangled down the length of the rock wall. Did you set up the foe gas with fire or shrapnel? The chief asked. Both, three replied. Good. The chief grabbed the detonators. Cover me. The foe gases were never meant to take down flying targets. The Spartans had put them there to mop up the grunts. In the field, though you had to improvise, another tenet of their training: adapt or die. The Banshees formed into a flying V, sweep toward them, almost brushing the ground. The Spartans opened fire. Bolts of superheated plasma from the Banshees punctuated the air. The chief dodged to the right, then to the left. He ducked. Their aim was getting better. The Banshees were 100 meters away, then 50 meters. Their plasma weapons might recycle fast enough to get in a shot, and at this range, Chief wouldn't be dodging. The Spartans jumped backward off the cliff, guns still blazing. Chief jumped too, and hit the detonators. The 10 foe gases, each a steel barrel filled with napalm and spent AP and shredder casings, had been buried a few meters from the edge of the cliff. Their mouths angled up to 30 degrees. When the grenades at the bottom of the barrels exploded, it made one hell of a barbecue out of anything that got in their way. Spartans slammed into the side of the cliff. The steel cables they were attached to twanged taut. Only 2 more pages. A wave of heat and... Are you sleeping? Hello?
Hello?
Yo, Anthony.
What?
Did you fall asleep? Did you fall asleep on me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll just stop here. I guess I got to.
I heard jackhammers and then I'm just nodded off.
Yeah, I just got to page 5. I'll stop here, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what I was trying to do.
Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed?
Photos printed?
What?
I'm so sorry, guys. That was embarrassing.
Here, let me use this as an alarm.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to test something out, but yeah, I did that for you all. Read a book. I originally, believe it or not, was going to start off with Dune, but that thing is a monster, so I'm going to read that.
That is a very tricky read, even for normies.
Yeah.
The only book I have is a replica manual on how to be a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe. That's the only book I have. A couple
books here and there. Even somehow managed to snag George Orwell's 1984 from a relative. I think I actually have a book of Last of the Mohicans that I remember reading, because I remember, I think, reading the book back then, I don't know, or at the very least watching the movie back in my history class, and I thought it was pretty good. So on and so forth.
Yep. But yeah, reading is a lost art. The fact that a lot of people tend to miss out on just plain simple directions in general. I know you experienced that yourself. Come on, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just recover for the rest of the day. I can't believe I have to go to work. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys here on the podcast in a couple of weeks for the season finale. So I cannot wait for that. But you all take it easy. I'll be streaming Halo Combat Evolved later today, probably immediately after. No, I'll do it late night again. I'm just gonna test it out over here, see what works and what doesn't. But
wait,
yeah.
Are you in your office? Oh shoot.
Yep. It's clearly a work in progress. I still need to fill out these.
Yeah, I see you're taking the checkerboard foam thing to help up with the sound.
Yep. It's a work in progress, but, Plus, it creates a pretty nice background here. It's also pretty comfy. Okay. Anyway, thank
Only
you
thing
all.
missing is a straight jacket. Padded walls.
Okay. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and recover for a bit, and then I gotta go.
Yeah, I need to recharge my phone.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. I don't know why the music changed, but okay.
No reason.
I will see you guys in the next podcast episode. And
I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Wait, shoot, wrong show. Sorry.
All right.
I'll see you guys in the next Crimson Arts podcast. Please hit like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about all the discussions we made this episode. And I'll see you all later. Take care, everybody.
Have a good day.
Good night, guys.
End the stream.